Road traffic accident causes 1869 to 2014 and prevention using VBOCs by Frank Cullinan. The aim of my research is to eliminate road traffic accidents in the future. Speed limits and speed enforcement. After 145 years of fatal accident investigation, this 50 km/h speed limit is enforced for 7 hours a day. Each week, 4,000 drivers in Ireland and 2 million annually in the UK receive speeding penalty points. On each camera flash, a driver receives 2 or 3 penalty points or 4 in the courts if queried. Penalty points remain on a licence for 3 years and insurance premiums may increase by 30%. Drivers with 12 penalty points on a licence are disqualified from driving. Speed detection cameras in Ireland, UK, USA and worldwide are often burned or damaged. This type of speed enforcement appears to be unfair, financial and not a road safety measure. Speed enforcement takes place on both sides of the 50 km/h one-way or 108 simultaneously. Speed enforcement takes place on a yellow box junction. Speed enforcement takes place at a pedestrian crossing at night. Speed enforcement takes place from the footpath at a bus stop, bus and cycle lane. 50% of all speeding penalty points are issued on this and similar 50 km/h roads. Speed of 50 km/h is allowed on this section of the two-way R108. Speed of 80 km/h is allowed on this section of the two-way R108. "80 km/h speed limits and pedestrian rules are incorrect on two-way roads. Speed of 80 km/h is allowed on this two-way road, where pedestrians must walk on the right. Speed of 100 km/h is allowed on this two-way section of the N59. "50% of all speeding penalty points are issued on this and similar 50 km/h roads, while 82% of accidents occur on 80 and 100 km/h two-way roads. So I queried speed enforcement, which was detained by the operator. The rules on speed should in future be overseen by qualified engineers. Highway Code Emergency Stopping Distances 1946 to 2014. Stopping distances were first outlined in the 1946 Highway Code based on an incorrect and one-way road formula. Although incorrect, these stopping distances are used unchanged in Ireland and almost worldwide in 2014. This is a root cause of road traffic accidents. See full accident research report at drivingscorecard.com. Speed limits and ramps. Ramps on this two-way 50 km/h road with a hidden stop sign 50 metres from the speed enforcement location dictate speed of 10 km/h. Ramps move opposite direction traffic closer together or to pedestrians. These ramps installed in 2012 are illegal as they are above the height allowed, dictate speed of 10 km/h on a bus and a driving test route. They prevent driver training at 50 km/h. The guidelines state ramps should not be on bus routes and only used when all other means have failed. This ramp is illegal, incorrectly positioned, damaged and damages cars. These ramps dictate a speed of 10 km/h in a 50 km/h area. All 50 km/h roads within 3 km of the biggest driving test centre in Ireland have ramps installed. Speed limits and amber traffic lights. Many traffic lights are incorrectly positioned, with amber lights in all speed limit areas timed at 3 seconds. This ramp dictates a speed of 25 km/h and the stop line is positioned 42 metres from the junction. A 3-second amber light time does not allow sufficient time to stop or clear a junction in a 50 km/h area. A 3-second amber light time does not allow sufficient time to stop or clear a junction in an 80 km/h area. Cameras to catch drivers breaking red lights are to be installed in Ireland in 2014. Speed survey roads. Speed survey roads used do not always comply with the guidelines. Glasslawn Road is short, narrow and with ramps installed. Animo Road has traffic lights, bends, ramps and sun dazzle. Bryan Road is narrow with bends and ramps installed. The Department of Transport has overall responsibility for speed surveys. Roundabouts. Learning to negotiate all sizes of roundabouts may require 100 hours of explanation, demonstration and practice. Summary. 145 years of driver training, testing and accident investigation has failed to discover the cause of accidents. Road traffic accidents are as a result of incorrect stopping distances, speed limits, driver training and testing. The rules on driving must in future be overseen by qualified engineers. I invite rulemakers to disprove my research findings using VBox. VBox records the standard and speed limitation of rulemakers and drivers. The aim of my research is to eliminate road traffic accidents in the future. See full accident research report at drivingscorecard.com.